I shouldn't do this. Just a big up to all those I do love and care about, all those who get on with it. And much collective is wonderful. Those who get on with it love the precious, wonderful blessings that God gives every day. And those who really do have a wonderful journey with God, their families look after their careers and do things. This is not directed at you. I don't know what I can say is at the same time, do not feel persecuted or involved or implicated in the senses of this. It's not based upon those who have no issues, or there's no issues with them. This is in response to a consistent, repetitive, speculation and concern for, how should I put it, the myself itself. Anyway, and so in the basis of so responding to accusations, firstly, I am defender of the LBDG community, etc. Videos on my channel talk about important videos, based upon the origins of what some may speculate as the reality of what some may try and use for ammunition and say, etc. The true definitions of transition, etc., which I've never partaken in. I was born male, a man, never been a female. This is not based upon any type of defamation or pursuit. I'm a true believer that things are done safely, done in the correct way, done for the provision and for the safety of those who are on their journey. And to be completely honest, without saying too much, I don't really understand the nature of this probing into people from different sexual preferences. Many different things need to explain themselves or feel different or feel any type of, I don't really understand this consistent dialogue of, preferencing or genderization or sexual preference, etc., all equal in the eyes of the Lord. I do not believe it to be something that someone needs to explain themselves, that some type of ID reference or gender reference or type of inquisition or questioning, etc. They owe me no explanation, and nor does anyone else. Ethnicity, sexual preference, gender, color, preference, etc. There are authorities. If I break the law, I'm in a cop car. If you know what I mean, in the police car, using the word term, mispronoun itself, saying cop. I have no hatred against, as in not to partake in police violence, etc. If you know what I mean, excuse my terminology, I'll probably be flagged or whatever. Point I'm making is that I'm, for this freestyle rap that I do, I'm highly, highly, highly annoyed with the fact that this consistent dialogue or repetitive nature of those trying to somehow make out that somehow someone from a different sexual preference, ethnicity, or background has to explain who they are, has to continuously defend the fact that they are living their life and doing what they do, and there is really no reason for them to explain, and there's no one's business. The sheer nature of pervasion or type of inquisition or type of, there's no reason for it. People have many different things going on in their life and making decisions and many different things. They don't need to explain anything to anyone. Anyway, what I would say is this in response to many multiple, I don't know, anyway. So in the sense of, I'm not trying to get into copyright infringement, but the extinguishment of the flaming arrows of the evil one. It means if people go into ancestry claiming that I'm their son, using provision or inception of false declaration or trying to make out the fact that inception is clarity. I have no blood transfusion. There's a truth about the LPGG community. They're not pretending to be doing in continuancy of a false transition registration. Means they have their proper safety in what they do. Means that those that try and imitate, means that those who will to it have the courage and not deserve hate. It's not apathy or patronization or sympathy. They provided for me and done much more for me than I could do for them in senses. The truthful in their non-sentences. It means that the provision of tongue, the taming of what was done, taming of the tongue for what was hung, and the context of what was next for people in understanding what was not practiced. Generational manipulation of symbology. Augmentation means They're almost like some reference and phenomenon for psychotronic flipping simulation or assimilation, trying to cause declaration of triangulation and trying to make inceptive techniques for those people that live in their days and weeks and lives in eternity. World peace is the rainbow banner of equality. I don't need provision or stereotypes from those using fallen archetypes, trying to make various red types. I don't mean this in type of anything vectology or using blood on ecology. No reference, no contempt, no inception, no flipping false declaration of intent. Why are they doing it though? But everyone knows that people live the day in equality. So why is it so much defamation and pickery? Why is it Ian talking about the man of bickery? Why is slit throats for what quote? Drinking from goats when I don't quote. What do I have to do that for? Not in the sense of bringing up rhetoric. So why is it then your style's big? Why is it so much reference to claiming to be the perfect specimen when people are fighting against slavery in your sin? So, or repenting, why is it you're not you? The man of what, where? Why is it what, not care? Claiming to be the family provision or giving no blood transfusion given to me. So why is it transfusions? People have to give you some type of explanation, apology. The persecution, the inspection or inquisition means find out your own suspicion. What does that mean? It means you're always trying to make partition, separation, division, aberration of your faith. What was it? Nothing to do with the fake or no one knows the fact. What you try and raw, what I'm trying to say went off slight. But understand that whatever you try and rewrite, don't use context or false rec. Means you're understanding what was the difference between preference, what was next. Means don't be selective in your apprehensive derelict convention or trying to make false deception. In the context, there's no such thing as deceptive falseness. And deception is false, and false deception don't find you have the right to be some type of deceptive weaponization for the stimulation of your own deception. Means you don't know the truth in a sense, no truth in you when you try and save, and in a sense not true. It means I will not make some kind of accusation. It means I understand the reality of your own defamation. It means you're trying to project and trying to incept and trying to regret everything, recantations of oscillation. I don't need your radio station radiology for your entire defamation oncology, circulation, provision of red tube decisions, regurgitation and ambition. Much provision and claim to be of a superior race. No, I'm not trying to get into defamations or hate bait. All you do is triangulation, inception, renderition. What does that mean? Stop messing with everyone's decisions or preferences or pronouns for. Look, understand I'm not going to go at rich abilities, but understand provision from your defamatory understanding. You don't have the right to be under planning or outflipping cotton planning. Means more like false development. Means your own styles are irrelevant when you come down to the fact that someone's claiming to be everything. Look, I've got to be honest. You're going on about things and coverting your flipping forage. Maybe understand the reality of the scriptures. You want to say you've got more knowledge, learn the Genesis, instead of going for the more sense of what was flipping advantageous. Not talking about Adam and Eve. Why did you try and conceive to try and reave? Means learn to battle first, learn to not steal souls from the people that you try and hurt. What does that mean? I mean, we need to go in the context of Jamaican, understand that no point in getting into the defamation of the style, stand or stance, that you're more like the definition of someone trying to be and putting off the rand. Look, stop stealing, stop pretending to be someone you're not ever going to ever be, me, or anyone else. You're trying to pretend to be God, mental health and stealth and wealth. The nature of your own defamation is the fact that you use black people for your inoculation, of which is more like incantations of defamation and weaponization. Don't be coming at me and saying you're God when you worship Damien. I'm not trying to say anything about him or into the next or of context. Look, stop trying to push that book when you say what was the nature, what was the best. So if you had an understanding of the kind of nature of implantology, stop using incantology and stop using secular implantation for phology. What that mean? Understand that you're worse than anyone, more forgery. Means don't try and forgery. Means stop using a fraternity of, look, I've got to be honest, I'm not trying to be in counterization or the competition is important when it comes to standing up for God, stand with the Lord. Obviously you're vacant, so You don't understand. We choose the flipping words of religion. You don't even understand the definition when you're fluctuating through no ambition.